Well, after a rain-interrupted first session here at Cabravale Diggers, we're back for the quarterfinals of the men's pairs. Apologise that we did miss the back half of this morning's game. It's a quite heavy shower of rain. We dried the cameras out. We've MacGyvered up some covers and guaranteed it won't rain this afternoon. This afternoon we have the men's pairs quarterfinal. We're featuring Nelson Bay up against Mount Lewis. This afternoon in the quarterfinals on rink 11, Singleton RSL take on Cabramatta. On rink 9, Winther Leagues play Tarrant Point. On rink 10, Corrimal takes on Edelong. And here on rink 8, our streaming game, Nelson Bay takes on Mount Lewis. It's Richard Girvan and Jono Davis up against Ben Winther and Brett Spurr. The winner of Corrimal, Edelong, Nelson Bay and Mount Lewis will be the semi-finalists tomorrow morning. And the other half, of course, will be Singleton RSL, Cabramatta, Winther Leagues, Tarrant Point. In the women's semi-finals underway now on rink 12, Edelong Memorial takes on South Tamworth. And Cabramatta takes on Raymond Terrace on rink 13. Great start from Ben Winther with the black and white. Well, we've been nicknaming them zebra bowls. Brett Spurr has the white. Very easily for us, Nelson Bay have the blue bowls. Great bowl from Jono, but he's just going to find the gap and drop in behind. You'll notice in the bottom right-hand corner, some updates will be coming through from time to time. We've signed up Lee Stinson, I think it is, to just do some score updates every so often. You can see the matchups there. That should now loop through every 10 seconds. Yes, just needs. Oh, great bowl from Benny Winther then. And then Brett, of course, the reigning state pairs champions. Richard Girvan, good bowl in there. That one's just about locked in, that front bowl against the two. Backhand draw into that space. Just didn't quite get back. We will see some aggression now. Richard Girvan, of course, former New Zealand representative. Used to play with Tarrant Point for quite some time. Has been up at Nelson Bay for a number of years. He's pretty close to getting his own bowl flush. Little bang bang. Hangs in beautifully, locked in there to get shot. Might even possibly be 2 to Nelson Bay as the head stands. Brett Spurr eyeing off that port out to the left, just under his own bowl, down to the shot. Pity we don't have an extra stream available because the women's semi-final clash between Cabramatta and Raymond Terrace, also a wealth of talent there. 4 Jackaroos players playing off. Brett, wonderful bowl, gets a little edge, trails the jack back to his own, holding 2. There's a path in there for Jono. Doesn't look like he's quite got the right width on that. It's his own bowl coming up. Punches it up for another third shot. Port's still there for Brett Spurr. He wouldn't mind even covering that jack up or just trailing the jack back a little cover. Make it a bit harder for Jono. Just around his own, down to the shot. Very well bowled. 3 to Mount Lewis as the air head stands. Jono might be happy to just split a couple of these out. Oh, he's got 2. Not quite the 2 he was after, but it will be the first score to the Lions. Not quite as hot start for this end as the opening end of the clash. Players just not quite getting the right speed. Took the chance to get a little drink, try and get the frog out of the throat. Jono, if he gets around that one, he'll be down pretty close to the jack. Great correction from his first. Really does have the promise to be a really good game, this one. The Marlins and the Lions. Ben Winther reaching on the backhand. Just wants to get down under his own. Did Did you go burst and say that hand not quite as wide as the other? The clubhouse side just takes a little more turn. Well, Johnny Green, it might actually be just a hint of fear of being matched up to play Jimmy McRory and the Galoot again on Saturday. Hopefully we will go ahead with our pennant final Saturday. The weather not looking great in the Illawarra area, but fantastic here this afternoon now after a few showers. Sun out, shining very nicely. A rather heavy shower this morning. They've just taken a little bit of edge off the green. Was rolled at lunchtime. You can see this green up around the 17-second mark on Monday afternoon. A little bit of rain has just kept that sort of speed down, but up to about 16 and a half yesterday. Great bowl by Richard Girvan, holds a couple. You see Spurr there indicate there's a path under his own bowl down to the two. Ideally, gets Jono's bowl on the centre line. He's got two out to the right waiting for it. Can come underneath and just get a straighten off Richard Girvan's last bowl. Just depends on how he gets the jack off that one. Well, he's got both of them out. That's a great result. Good bowl. Around a 4% beverage. Sounds like a good idea. We might wait till I've finished work, though. Oh, great bowl, Jono. Toucher. Oh, does he draw or does he play again? Cam, I'm not sure it's a 4%. Maybe the 44% one might be the better go. Smaller glass, nice bit of ice. Got a nice clearing lemonade at the moment, and a genuine lemonade. Well, Trevor, Benny, not here. Benny Two Shoes, he's deserted us at the moment. Some silly thing about rather being on holidays with his family. So you've got the ancient sport coordinator driving the live stream computer at the moment. Well, driving the commentary. We've got the special apprentice driving the live stream computer at the moment. A volunteer came in. Bit of a computer nerd, I think.
Definitely.
Great start from Richard Girvan. Trails the jack. Benny Winther. Wants to get down just shy of running. Girvan, he'll look to put all of 20 centimetres or so on this. Doesn't want to finish jack high. Wants to finish behind. Goes underneath, he'll be happy. Jono's giving it more than one clap, so it's pretty good. So for those who don't know, it's Andrew Lynn here driving the commentary anyway. Daughter Kate volunteered to come and help drive some computers and give me a bit of a break from doing all Benny's work for him while he's off gallivanting around the world. Good on Benny, enjoying a holiday. If you are enjoying being on board, hopefully, on our Facebook and YouTube feeds. We're down to the last 12 teams involved. Quarterfinal of the men and the semi-finals of the women. We'll have the women's final on tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon, men's final. Richard holding one. Brett Spurr wants to get down to that bowl. He's just under the line. Be happy to match Richard Girvan's bowl there. Well, Trevor may be sometimes known as that cranky little fella who's been working at Bowls New South Wales for longer than anybody in our state under 25 side has been alive. Did have somebody playing in an event say, I was only 4 when you started working there. Oh, Brett's got the touch, taking it back to his own bowl. Don't forget to throw any questions you want to ask in the comments on Facebook. Got it open here in front of me. I'll try and answer anything you want within reason. Jono might have caught a marlin. Does like his adventurous activities. I know he's been out shooting feral pigs. Personally, I've never caught a marlin. I have caught a cold. That wasn't fun. And you can be happy with this coming round. It's a great home just in behind. Still that chance there for Nelson Bay. Good. What we'd call a confident draw. Slightly overplayed, making sure you reach. He's got the reach bit, just a little bit too much grass. A big thank you to our main host club this year, Cabra Vale Diggers. They've been bending over backwards. Nick, the Bowls liaison officer here, cannot do enough for us. Just keeps asking if we're right. Green staff here, Gav, Jimmy, they are looking after us very well. Got to thank the staff and bowlers of the other host clubs as well. Fantastic job from Marylands, including Guildford, of course, Cabramatta, Mount Lewis and St John's Park. Fantastic effort and catering for our players, making sure they have a wonderful experience. Great tournament. And a lot of very positive feedback from the players. They've had a great time. Really enjoyed the opportunity to get in and play against everybody who's also on a club pairs. Our Narrabri ladies this morning said they were thrilled to be here. They didn't come down expecting to win any games. They were happy to win one. They were very happy to get through to the quarters. South Tamworth did play very well against them. Oh, we've got someone confirming that Jono did catch a marlin. Might have caught actually two on a boat called Off Tap. Right. Good intent. Just needed another yard of weight with that bowl to get down to the shot. Having a look to see whether it's one or two. It's just the one. Yeah, two bowls on the path in. You can get around your own if you just get the feather off the wider of Benny Winther's bowls there. Push him in towards the jack. Ideally, he'd want to come in and just turn Jono's bowl over one roll. Or just... Oh, not quite. I think I put the opening score on the wrong side. Well, the Nelson Bay one to open. Apologies there. Just clicked the wrong button. Yeah, Lord, that's... No, well... Pinocchio said my nose is going to grow. Would it grow or not? Well... If he said it was going to grow and it was a lie, it would be true. But if he said it was going to grow and it wasn't a lie, it wouldn't grow, and therefore it would be a lie. I'll be asking which came first, the chicken or the egg. Well, tomorrow is expected to be a drizzly old day, around about a millimetre expected over a 2-hour period throughout the day if we look at the Bureau forecast. So if it is washed out completely due to rain, we'll blame the Bureau for forecasting wrong. But we'll examine all opportunities and outcomes tomorrow, should that arise. At this stage, we'll be okay to play. It may be a little unpleasant, a little bit dampish. But should be good. And Trevor asking how long it will take for a return email. Depends on what you're asking about. Is it 2-1 out, Lewis? I'll double check for you. I'll just get out player's end camera just to turn a little to the left and I'll be able to see the scoreboard. It's 2-all to Tarrant Point. 1-1 after 2 on the main board. Do you think I just put the 1 on the first end on the wrong team? Although 1, 2, 3 ends played. It could very well be 2-1 Mount Lewis. We'll check what they put on the board at the end of this end and we'll update accordingly. They've been so excited by how good the bowls were, made a mistake on the bowls link. Trevor, you're asking about your disability stuff. Contact Lee Stinson in our office. Lee has been handling that sort of stuff. Been a little busy, so it may have just been caught up in the system. Oh, Richard's got their own bowl. Still only one though. That opportunity still there on that forehand through the hole. Sit the white bowl to make more than one. We do think it is 2-1 actually to Mount Lewis, not 1-1 was on the board, on our board. The score that is on our board is also on their rink scoreboard. However, this should be the fourth end in progress because we're playing the even numbers in this direction. So we'll get that fixed up. Straight after this end, I'll watch to see what's put on the main board and we'll match it there. Jono's played the bowl he was after. Brett Spurr trails the jack, turns his own. I think that is one. It's Mount Lewis as this stands, but it's a vulnerable one. Jono has last ping. There is a track on that forehand side. Just around those shorter bowls. He's going to play backhand a little quicker. Puts the hole. Would have been big to get through there and get rid of that one. Have a look to see whether it's made it 2. Oh, they're measuring for 1. I'll just keep the player camera on the mat end at the moment. We'll be able to check the board. Was 1 to Mount Lewis. See what goes up on that board. Should be 3-1 after 4. It's actually 4-1 after 4. Up by Jono. So apologies that we did have a slightly wrong score on the board. That will update in just a moment. And by the magic of computers, there it goes. 4 ends played, 4-1. There's some scores coming through from the other games before too long. those of us working out here at Cabra Vale have missed out on a little celebration in our Bowls New South Wales office. It's Jess Butt, generally our first point of contact if you call the office. There's a lot of general admin, looks after a lot of support for all of us. It's her birthday today, so a big happy birthday to Jess in our office. Great start from Benny Winther, just a little bit short. We've been calling those the zebras. Don't know what they're supposed to be called. Very different coloured bowls, quite like them. I don't know if that means that Benny Winther's a Collingwood supporter, the old black and white, being a former Melbourne boy. Oh, Nathan Murray says he is a Dirty Pies supporter. Apparently there's two types of Australian football fans. ABCs and Collingwood supporters. And the ABC, of course, stands for anyone but Collingwood. Well, Billy Johnson's been floating around here at Cabra Vale. Him and Kira have been doing a bit of work in the background on the promotions. Billy's been doing a lot of work for the collateral and support for all of our events coming up and working on some partnerships, doing some work behind the scenes. Kira done on a 6-month contract, at least initially. We all hope she gets extended, but it's not our decision to do our socials. So she's been the one collating the little clips and reels, the big galleries of photos going in. So our sport people are supposed to be able to concentrate on the sport, and we're not doing the live streaming at the moment, of course. Not sure whether we should get Billy into the commentary though, because he's a Bulldogs supporter. Richard Girvan, not too far off with that one. I think that will force the Lions to change over to the other side of the green. They'll play the ditch side. They've got their own bowls coming in. See there, Brett indicating there's a winner off that one. Got the edge and run in. That one will count. Option here to play a little bit of weight through. Gervo's forehand. Oh, he's going backhand. Can roll his own up onto it. Very close. Well, quite bright sun poking through now, whereas out to the west of the club, very grey looking. Doesn't look like it's raining at all, but pretty dark. As we look at it now, way up to the left, wants to get around the blue one. Well, the straight and hasn't hurt at all. Down to Richard Girvan's bowl. Close to 3 shots at the moment, and Jono will attack. Can get a winner off this bowl. He's not going to because he's just a bit wide. May elect to cover the back here just in case. Can't really see that Jack getting back. But we do have a little saying, famous last words. Jono closer with this one. What did I say about not seeing the Jack go back? Well, it has. I think that might have just squirted out of bounds, though. Well, the boys will have a look. Picked it up. We've either picked it up because it's 1 to Nelson Bay. We'll know who... No. So Jack's been picked up, and the mat picked up by Ben Winther, so definitely out of bounds. Matt, a couple of metres up off the tee. Start again on end number 5. Decent start from Penny. Great answer from Richard Girvan. And the bright sunshine is a very good indication that we've installed some covers to keep the water off our cameras. Although with the prediction for tomorrow of drizzly rain all day, not a bad precaution. If we get a shower like we did today, we should be able to keep the cameras out through that. Unfortunately this morning, with the uncovered cameras out, they're not waterproof. Just took the decision to be safe and get them in, and they were quite damp. Took some time to give them a good dry, get a bit of the air-conditioned air inside here onto them. Put the covers on. By that time it was too late to get out for the finish off this morning's game, so we do apologise that we had to interrupt due to the quite heavy shower that came over. It was just long enough to put too much water into the system to be able to continue. We'd rather not take the risk of damaging the cameras and losing them for the next month worth of streaming we have lined up. And if you do love your bowls, there's lots for you to watch over the next month or so. Starting off this weekend with Platinum Pennants. Both Saturday and Sunday there's games in our Platinum Pennant. Move on to next week, Thursday and Friday. We're due to stream from Foster for the finals of the Women's Carnival on Thursday and Friday. 5 games there, 3 slightly shorter matches in the round of 32, 16 and 8, and then the semi-final and final on Friday. Hopefully the weather's not too extreme and we manage to get all that through without too much disruption. Following the state carnival, we have a weekend off, sort of. We travel back and hopefully play a pennant final myself. Lee's hoping the same. And then back to Cabra Vale Diggers for the Champion of Champion pairs. 13, 14, 15, 16 of May. 17 to 19, the Platinum Pennant Final Series from Marilla. Following that in the week, we have the men's and women's pennants. Will be featuring Division 1 matches coming to you from Charlestown. And after that week, the Interzone kicks off with the Senior Interzone and then the Men's Interzone Championships, taking us up to early June, very early June. And a little bit of a break till the end of June for Bowls New South Wales to the Open State Pennant Finals. But don't worry, Bowls Tragic, there's plenty coming to you in June. Bowls Australia will be bringing you the Australian Open. And just a reminder that don't click on any funny links to try and view streams from Bowls New South Wales or Bowls Australia. Only choose the genuine Bowls New South Wales site and never put your credit card in. We're not charging you. Don't try and get payment through because that's only someone trying to steal your money. This weekend's Platinum Pennant, as Girvan, well, he clears the shot bowl out. There's probably still a couple down. Much more open now, though. This weekend, the Raymond Terrace Jets, second on the table to the Bull Ants. They're away to Tarrant Point from 10 a.m. on Saturday. Let's try this again. Let's look at 10 o'clock. Let's look at the 4th of May. That was last week. This Saturday from 2 p.m, Mount Lewis. The Lions are hosting Winther Leagues. The Lions in the 5 at the moment, want to keep that position. And then on Sunday, St John's Park, the Saints host the East Maitland Griffins. All those games scheduled to be starting at 10 a.m. With the wild weather schedule likely around on the weekend, the predictions are there may be some slight variations in those times. Clubs are very keen to get their matches played. We do know on Saturday, Wendy Leagues and Marylands will go ahead, at least on the undercover. Burla will host Belrose on the indoor. East Maitland definitely will play as Jono plays a bomb. East Maitland definitely will go ahead. They've got the covered green. So it's whether Tarrant Point, Raymond Terrace, 10 o'clock. Let's try the right round. Let's give up on the Platinum for now, and I'll go back to reading it later. Who won the Ladies' Champion of Champion? Well, they're still playing, Joyce. Semi-finals, up on the end of the green. The men at one end, the women at the other. The ladies up the other end, of course, because they played on this end of the green this morning. Jono chance to add another one. I think he's just going to be a little on the narrow side. Looks to me like 1 to Mount Lewis. No, 1 to Nelson Bay. They go to 2. 5 ends played. It's 4-2. Well, they start up. We'll have another crack at the Platinum Pennant Sunday. Belrose versus Raymond Terrace. So they played in the pouring rain last week. Mount Lewis versus Winther Leagues, 2 p.m. He could transfer to Winther Leagues and play undercover. Carlingford St John's, 2:30. There's been talk about transferring that to an indoor or covered green, if need be. Marylands and Warilla, ditto. Tarrant Point host East Maitland. Cabramatta versus Engadine, 5 p.m. That one should have no issues going ahead with the covered carpet at Cabramatta. On Sunday, Raymond Terrace hosts Mount Lewis. That one definitely can go ahead. The Terrace has the 2 covers. You always get a roll under the covers at the hangar. Tarrant Point host Warilla, 10 a.m. Not sure where we would transfer that. They might elect to play at Warilla. Belrose host Carlingford. Game may elect not to go ahead should the weather go ahead, because both of those out of contention. Wendy Leagues definitely can host Engadine and the Marylands Cabramatta game. They may discuss about whether to transfer that one to another venue as well. That game could be important to both clubs. Marylands 10 points out of the 9 points behind Mount Lewis, who are fifth. St John's 59.5. They're not quite safe. The Gorillas 67, 20.5 points clear of the Cougars. So the Gorillas will finish in the top 5 no matter what. The Saints and the Lions do need to win, because the Cougars, well, they can overtake both the Saints and the Lions, and at least in theory, the Griffins and Marylands can both overtake the Saints as well, certainly within striking distance of the Lions. Can't see any scoreboards, sorry Barbara, but we do have the opportunity to update the scoreboards. As we look at this now, I'm actually in a little room off to the right, probably just about behind the Nelson Bay words, actually even further, behind the corner of the green. And great to have everybody on board from all over the world. Asking what the green pace would be now that we've had the rainfall. It had started off around about the 15 mark. I think it's still close to that now. Oh, Barbara, I've just a little bit of asthma over the last couple of days, and there was something inside my Ventolin puffer when I took it a couple of days ago. Just give me the throat a bit of a scratch. And I've been trying to recover ever since. Got some nice medication into me a couple of times. Winther, pretty close with this one. Got the little straight and down the line, sat the shot bowl and stayed. Around about the 15, I think this green is. Haven't actually been able to time it. So Leroy just updated our scores for us. They'll be scrolling through on the bottom. The men's results are quarterfinals. The women's are the semi-finals. One big semi. Cabramatta Raymond Terrace. Terrace up 3-0 after 4 ends in that one. Ettalong taking on South Tamworth in the other women's semi-final. Wendy Leagues playing Tarrant Point. So it's 5-2 to South Tamworth. 4-0 to Cabramatta. And that bone is the humorist, but not funny. Ouch. That trainee director sat down and didn't realise that the desk was quite so close. Ice pack. Shane Clark a sub for Winty? Yes. Something came up and meant that one of the players could not quite make it today. Well, one shot to Mount Lewis, but you can guarantee that Jono's got an attacking bowl here. Here's a chance for Brett just to play a little bit reaching. Wants to get through the hole. Well, Jono doesn't have anything left to attack with, so... There's a very quick signal. I'm going to adjust that scoreboard. I think it may have been as many as 3 for the Lions, but we'll keep an eye on the board when we swap over and the skips update the scoreboard. I don't think the Leeds have done it. The Zebras, they're pretty close again. Just see Tarrant Point's board in the background every now and then for those following on. We will update those scores every so often. Great bowl from Girvan. He went, well, it's a good effort. He's just fallen a little bit short, though. Probably fancy Tarrant Point to be slightly favourites over Wenty Leagues. Ray Pearce having just come off the World Indoor Mixed Pairs in Guernsey. Congratulations to Razor. The event that was the World Cup's been slightly renovated, rejigged to include a mixed pairs component for the 2 players qualifying for the men's and the women's indoor singles. World Bowls cooperating with World Indoor Bowls. Good effort from Jono. Doesn't block the draw. Can still reach up to that bowl. The inside of Jono's can still run in as well. Secret is not to be short, but can also get his own bowl over. Good weight for it, just a little under the line. He's got a little more weight on this, got a chance off his own. Well, it's not a bad result, pushed his own through. Jono wants the cover. He's just a little under the line. Oh, didn't get a touch, that's good. That's a fantastic end again. Spurr, well, he's got that one through. Jono won't be too unhappy about where that's finished, though. It's just on the line. Probably not quite blocking the chance of the shot still. Jono just looking to draw to add to the count. one to the Marlins. We'll just check the scoreboard now to make sure it was 1 or 2 on the previous end. One of our viewers says they think it was 2. 6 is on the board, so yes, 2. I'll just adjust that back. Happens when they signal very quickly. They've gone long. Matt's on the tee. Jack's on the tee. Just looking for a yard on his previous. Pretty well down. Jono taking the clear air approach. Brilliant line, just needs another yard or so. The extra length of going tee to tee. Just caught everybody out so far. Same with Brett Spurr. Looking for a yard on his opening bowl. Doesn't want the white one. Just got the edge of it. No damage. That's enough to be in the count. Very close to 3 shots here for Mount Lewis. Couple of opportunities. Can draw either hand. Does require a delicate touch on Girvan's forehand, which is the ditch side, left, right side as we look at it. Do you think he'll go his backhand? Wants to clear the white bowl on the outside, beat it by a yard and a half. Just wants to get round that one and down to the jack. Jono's urging it on. No change. Mount Lewis, though, they'll play the other side of the green. All 3 of their bowls on the way in. Can afford to reach. Any turn on them's really good. So, yes, Jono did play a season or 2 at Mount Lewis. Went back to Dubbo for a few years and now down at Nelson Bay. Great bowl from Benny Winther. Jono was a junior at Mount Lewis. Gary Willis was there at the time. Jono Girvan's drive down into the pack. Look at that bowl spin. Still one to Mount Lewis, but a effective running shot there. Wants to promote his own. Oh, it just hasn't got enough thump on it. Fair bit of traffic in the way for both teams. Mount Lewis probably in a better position on the ditch side. Can play up through their own. A little winner off the outside one. Trail doesn't hurt them there. They've got their own bowl behind. Jono may elect to play the same hand with a little bit of weight, just looking to get through those bowls. A little bit on the wide side. Brett's going to opt to go for the draw. Find that port. He's got a nice path down to the jack. Just got to miss that one. Well, the crunch is not going to hurt him at all. It's come right across, sat on the inside, made a couple. Been a little bit fortunate. It has taken his option there. Jono quite a lot narrow. Has got Girvan's interest more with this one. Oh, it's not fortunate result at all. He's cleared out his own. It's 4 shots now to Mount Lewis. Pick your hand and draw one. Backhand, Brett's the left-hander as well, so the forehand side a lot safer. Draw to beat the blue bowls on that just past jack high. As long as he gets inside those, he'll count. Slightly overdone both, but it's a count of 4 to the Lions. Lions fans, Magpies fans will be cheering. Marlins, not so much. Takes it out to 10-2. 13 ends remaining, so it's not panic stations for the Marlins. Let's take a little break from commentary. I'll see if I can get some updated scores for you. I just want to thank DJ Dilworth for his text saying this is the best commentary he's ever heard. Even better than the What a Load of Bowls podcast that you can get that features DJ and Simon Little. I'll give the boys a plug. Not a bad listen. A bit thought-provoking at times. They talk a little bit of rubbish, but a little bit of fun rubbish. And if you've got an interpreter handy, it's even better. People asking what players are in the Singleton RSL team. S. Gallagher and P. Ryan. That's what shows up on the Bowls Link draw. I'm not actually familiar with either of those players' first names. Our scores will appear down the bottom. Our studio software has decided to do its usual and kick us out of Google. Does that periodically. Lee had given us an update on the scores. They're only an end or two behind on our main sheet, but studio, well, not playing nice. Should be back up in a minute or two. It's connecting now. Jono, little toucher straight down the line. Be close for shot. Not 100% certain which one will be shot there, but I think we'll see Ben Winther play backhand to that bowl. May elect to play down to the jack on the ditch side and try and get a trail back to their own. There's a couple of opportunities either hand, but Jono's bowl close enough to say jack high. He may opt to just slightly overplay the draw down, turn his own onto the jack, can make big count of 4, or turn Jono's through and stay for 2 or 3. And he is playing that backhand side of the green with some intent. Wants it to swing. It's just going to hold its line a little longer. It's a good weight to push that one right through and stay in the area. Simple equation for Girvan. Get another one in there. This one should swing down okay. Did he get Burston earlier? The mogul of this green, the active turf wear guys say there is just a little more turn on the clubhouse side. The wind tends to just get magnified and push that bowl across a little on that side of the green. Nothing too dramatic, but just that little more turn. This one's a lot closer. Chance for his own onto the jack or onto the shot bowl, but he stopped and stayed for a single. I think we'll see Spurr play the same idea. Girvan trying to get up and over his own. There you go. Paul Ryan, he's overcome great things to get there. Having Eric as his dad. No, Eric. Get along well with Eric. Stir each other all the time. Look forward to seeing Eric in action in the Interzone Sides Championships in a few weeks' time. Eric does know the big ring goes on the outside. Or is it the little ring on the inside? Never can tell. So P. Ryan skipping for Singleton RSL. Paul Ryan. He went that tried to get underneath Jono's bowl. Sit the shot, was just a little too much under. Wants to sit Jono and make a few. He is one. Jono very close with this one. Wants to stay with it. Oh, a little unfortunate. He's trailed the jack and given him a couple more, unfortunately for Jono. Spurr, he's got a draw down to this. No real danger, just got to get through that port and get past Jono's last bowl, just like that. Lovely bowl. Oh, better Jono playing this one than me. Not a lot to look at here. 4 down. Going to play big weight, try and smash their own bowls into the head. Just not quite wide enough, so it's another big count to Mount Lewis. Pair of 4s in a row. Eight ends down, 14-2. It's 10 unanswered shots to Mount Lewis. Would expect Nelson Bay to begin a fight back. The Mount Lewis boys, though, they've been in fine form. I've seen one platinum match of theirs this year. They both played very well in that game. Well, if you're after a shirt with a marlin on the back, you'd better get in touch with Nelson Bay Bowling Club. Richard Girvan playing now as the Secretary Manager, CEO, General Manager, whichever one it is. Do we know who's in the ladies semi-final? Yes, we do. It is scrolling through on the bottom of your screen. Every 10 seconds or so that'll change, and you'll see it's Ettalong versus South Tamworth in one of the games, and the big clash, Cabramatta up against Raymond Terrace. Terrace have got the better of that at the moment. There are 5 matches scrolling through the scores at the bottom of your screen. Six matches on the green, of course the 6th one on rink 8. The scores up in the top right corner, that's our feature game. Julian Kay from Fig Tree went down this morning to Cabramatta, I think it was. All those results are on BowlsLink. Actually, we'll go through the quarterfinals results for you from the women's. Beresfield went down to Ettalong Memorial, 28-8. It was 25-8. Carol White, Chris Myers defeated Eva Sadler and Lisa Pillar in our unfortunately truncated streaming game. Penny Winther got the bowl and the jack right through to the ditch. Jamie Lee Warsnop, Ellen Fife had a 23-7 win over Julie Cotton and Kay Moran of Fig Tree, and Genevieve Delves and Natasha Van Eldick, Raymond Terrace, Had a big win over Hayley McDonnell and Marie Grant of Ballina. In the men's quarterfinals, we're playing at the moment in the round of 16. Singleton RSL, strong win over Taraji Park. Cabramatta, very good win over Kempsey Heights. Wendy Leagues defeated our champions from a couple of years ago, Malua Bay. Let's go through who those players are. As we said, Gallagher and Paul Ryan from Singleton RSL beat Robbie Fisher and Jason Cheadle to Rogie Park. Beaupredo Aaron Wilson beat Paul Holden, Richard Ludder, Kempsey Heights. Nick Redcliffe and Emmett McLeod, Wendy Leagues, although I think Nick's not available. And the Phantom, Shane Clark, is playing as sub. They beat Dave Thomas, Jay Bruce. Kyle Hanson, Ray Pierce of Tarrant Point beat Paul Weary and Marty Ball from Windale Gateshead 25-15. Tim Kavanagh and John Hills of Corrimal had a very strong win over Dennis Cooper and Glenn Beveridge of Fig Tree Sports. Figgy actually eliminated the Warilla powerhouse of Jeremy Henry, Gary Kelly yesterday. Buckets and sevens. Ian Leans, Shane Evans, Raymond Terrace went down 16-22 to Hemi Palmer and Darren Morrison of Edelong. Jono and Richard had a good win over Dylan Ether, Sam Pryor, Gunnedah, and Benny Winther, Brett Spurr. Very strong win over Berkeley's Neil and Paul Bartley. Jono's drawn a good shot after the Ben Winther trail. Brett Spurr got caught up in the short stuff. Actually, it was Richard Girvan who drew it. Sorry, I looked at the blue bowls and just assumed. Jono has drawn a very good shot there in between the jack and the ditch. It's 2 shots to Nelson Bay. A couple of bowls to come. So he can't do much here but to draw. Just needs to beat the jack high bowl. Just got a little too much oomph behind that. Gets a feather on Jono's. Wiggles it but doesn't move it. Jono, play the same as your last one, young fella, and you've got another shot. It's in the right postcode. Just going to be slightly under the grass. Don't think he's got enough on that one. 2 to the Marlins, just to get them back in this game a little bit on the 9th end. So that's now 10 shots the difference. Jack almost to the tee. Pretty well pointed from Richard Girvan. Good opener, just in behind the jack. Chris Smith's Let's Go Rilla North. Just a little tilt of the hat to say that Corrimal is operated and owned by Warilla Bowls. Jokingly, in the Zone 16 Illawarra competition, Warilla referred to as Warilla South and Corrimal as Warilla North occasionally. Both of the guys playing for Corrimal reasonably well. Timmy Kavanagh Played in the rookies quite a few years ago now, but was one of our wonderful rookies a few years ago. Teamed up with Johnny Hills. Played with and against John a few times as a member of Siddos, and actually played against John in Champs. Came down to the last end in our clash, and he's just pipped us. They got through to the Illawarra Zone 16 final that year. Jono wants to sit and stay. Got the contact and opened it up. Might be just around the blue bowl instead of underneath. Not going to be too unhappy about that position though. Very good. Jono, if he can get onto the Ben Winther bowl, and he has made a couple, will force a change of hand for the Magpies, sorry, the Mount Lewis Lions. Trail of the Jack's big. Just going to edge it down the line. Maybe good enough for a shot, but not a lot in that. Chance on both hands here, but we'll see Girvan play the ditch side, looking to sit the Mount Lewis bowl and stay. Can go the other hand and just try an overplay draw. One roll out of Jono's, or just die inside and flip off Brett's bowl, and that's the way he's going to go. Just overplay the draw. Couple of chances here, even a chance for a winner off the wide one. Oh, don't know if that's made it easier. Has pushed their own bowl back. Brett now trying to draw to the zebra just behind Jack High. Can get a little feather off that and run behind, or just draw inside. Wants to keep wide and away from the Nelson Bay bowls. Ben has played this absolutely perfectly, drawn right down to the jack. I think we might see some aggression here. Not huge weight, but big enough to get a result. Can get the inside of the white bowl and get onto the jack and or the shot bowl. Well, we'll see a little rattle around here. Anything can happen. Got a couple of his own out, stayed. Still only one though. Hasn't made it any easier for Mount Lewis. Just wonder whether they'll try and play a tight draw down to their own bowls. Yeah, I think that's what they're going to do. Backhand draw. Get under the blue. If you sit your own, you're going to stay anyway, but if you can just trail that jack away from your own, could open it up to being 4 or 5 shots. Got it pretty well. This is close. Oh, he's just set his own bowl, improved the position, might have made it into 3. That one's worthy of a hot shot chance. Brilliant weight there from Benny Winther down onto the shot. He Really did want the jack, but it's a good result. Hasn't left Jono a lot of options but to draw down. Just wants to get slightly under his own. Can turn his own up as well. If he gets a big contact here, well, he's got the shot bowl and sat in. Very well played. That is the shot. Well, draw a toucher or sit the bowl. I think what's the suggestion there. Weight's critical. Wants enough to just to move that jack a little or just turn that bowl once. Got the inside rub. Fallen out. Holding one, but big danger here for Nelson Bay. There's a chance for a count of 3 or 4. Wants to try and get down under his own and draw count and cover nearly. If he's under this, he's close. Close, but no banana. So still one down. Trail this jack straight back towards the ditch for 4. Or even 5 with your own. Liking it. Wanting it to come to the jack and not too far across. Get Jono's. He's got it and turned it. Might have been enough for a couple. Certainly it's the one. He's... Oh, I don't know what he's... I thought I saw 1 finger from Girvan and 2 from Ben, so we might have to have a look at the scoreboard. What did they put on the scoreboard? That's the question. Jono just going to have a look at it now. Oh, we're not going to see. They're going to stand in front of it. $16.5. Well, it must have been 3 last end. Was that 11 ends on the board? Just trying to see how many ends it's been played. Bowl from Girvan to sit in. It'll be 1. Spurr, likelihood to play the ditch side. Forehand for the left-hander. Little trail around the corner to make 3. Cover it up. Just going to hang a little wide on this hand. He's been just a fraction wide a couple of times. Jono wants contact on Richard's bowl. Done it brilliantly, turned it in. Shot on the forehand may still be available, but Girvan's bowl's a little bit in the way. May elect to play the hand to the jack high bowl. Yeah, that's the idea. Wants the jack. He's got it straight back. They'll hold. Oh, maybe 2 or 3. Wouldn't expect those to count by the completion of this end, though. Jono. Well, I think he's ducked his weight a little on this one. Or ducked his grass. If he's got a bit of weight, he's got the chance to sit and stay. Well, he's played it absolutely perfectly. It wasn't that he was narrow, it's that he'd been playing the reaching bowl. Same shot is available for Mount Lewis now. If they want to play through, they can turn Jono's bowl, pushes it onto the jack. The Brett Spurr bowl's waiting for it. That was the idea. Unfortunately, has promoted Richard Girvan's bowl. It's probably 2 now. There's a draw. Going to finish in a very good home. Girvan didn't want the touch to open that jack up. Just a question whether they're brave enough to play the little bit of a reach again. It's good if you hit. You don't want to miss. Just under the short blue bowl, down to the shot. Girvan, he wants to be the new male model. Usurp Triple M. You see the blue ball coming through. I think he sat it and stayed. Yes, he has. You can see in the background our camera with a very technical cover over it. Yes, that is a cardboard box covered in a garbage bag. We'll keep the rain off the electronics though. But true to form, we've covered them up. There was a shower before we started and then nothing since. Very grateful for that though. Players don't want to play in the rain. One shot to Mount Lewis as this head stands. Both of these teams come off early wins, concessions in the opening round. Oh, Brett, he's just forgotten a little bit of grass. He would have counted with that weight. Jono. Willing it down. Close to the bowl. God, he's got the jack. Oh, not quite the luck there. He's got the jack. It's bounced off his own teammate's bowl straight across to Brett Spurr. Two bowls left. Probably need another one in there. As it is, Jono's got the next 3. And there is a chance that he could get a little plant there to get rid of the white bowl. Jack may spring around, but Could get the plant there, get the white bowl back and stay for 4. Would be a bit of a miracle to get the 4, but can't bank against it. It's in behind. It's probably third wood, so very good bowl. Don't think they'll both go. Going to have a go anyway. There is a little chance that if he gets this perfectly, the white bowl could spring back and roll the other one. Not going to. 1 to Mount Lewis. $12 ends down. The Lions, very handy lead at this stage of the game. By no means a certainty to win, but it does mean that Nelson Bay need a big recovery. And Mount Lewis have gone 2-T. He did hold a fairly good advantage. Last time we went 2-T was rolled by Richard Girvan, so I'll give it another go. See now, score updates at the bottom. South Tamworth and Raymond Terrace currently ahead in the women's semi-finals. Looking to qualify to play in tomorrow's final that we'll bring to you live from Cabravale Diggers in the Champion of Club Champions pairs. We are at the pointy end of this competition with 1 day left to play after today. We did start off at 5 plus 1 host venues. Cabravale Diggers, our main host club this year, along with Cabramatta, Marylands and their affiliated club Guildford in use. Mount Lewis, 3 greens there. St John's Park, 3 greens there. 15 greens used for the opening stages. People have expressed that they really enjoyed playing in this event. Always looking to improve, so we will have a review after this event's completed and just see what we can do. If there's things we need to do better, we'll try to improve. Part of our usual process. Good start from Benny Winther. Richard Girvan's bowls have ended up just at the back. Decent home. Count. Jono, of course, has won the champion singles before. I don't think he's won the champion pairs. I'm pretty sure he hasn't. Brett Spurr, he's put extra weight on, but just slightly under the grass line. He may count at the moment. Would not expect that to count when we've completed this end without something getting moved considerably. And that's why Jono now holding shot. The overcast day continues here. The sun not quite as bright as it is now. So So not quite as shining as brightly now as it was earlier, I should say. Still a bank of clouds there. It doesn't look like there's a lot of rain immediately in those clouds. Maybe some for those further along the line. A bit grey though. And Winther will be looking to be just a little confidently positive to this head. Can sit Jono's bowl. Jack going back's not too bad for them. He's got it all the way through. He's holding one. The Richard Girvan bowl back into the ditch is second shot, I think. Toucher there. May just have a crack at their own bowl. Try and punch the toucher through. Does look like it's lined up with the jack, but not the middle. So if he gets it, that gets the edge of the jack, scoots it over near the number, they could be holding with Richard Girvan's bowl. Could also get a little bit of luck and push it past the jack, roll their own in. Not real easy to draw it there. Chance here. Well, has made it different, maybe even made it better for them. Push that shot bowl a little bit further across. Very similar shot now, could punch that out near the boundary peg and leave them holding 2 or 3, but it also gives them a chance to trail that jack into the ditch clean. And Mount Lewis say, well, anything you can do, we'll have a crack at it as well. Nearly got the jack off the edge. Chance here now for Mount Lewis. Sorry, for Nelson Bay. Can play through their own. If you get the edge of the toucher, rolls it out and runs onto the jack, they could be holding as many as 4. Wants the edge of the toucher. Got their own bowl onto the jack. They'll be holding a couple. Possibly, anyway. See where the ditch marker goes. Once you can get it off the centre number. Or not a lot in it. Maybe it's only 1 either way. The ideal result would have been to get the inside of that zebra bowl, push it towards the boundary peg and then run off. Push the jack there or just a little closer to the number. Could have been holding up to 4. That bowl's shot or second shot, and Brett Spurr can see it. There is a lovely little draw to the ditch. Turn that bowl once or twice in. You've got the next few. Would expect Jono to draw inside most of those though. Contact there. I was going to go big at the toucher, trying to get it out of the way. Well, blew it with a bit of breeze. I've just been told that despite there being a left of the scoreboard, right of the scoreboard on the scorecards for the players, that they have not read that in the Jets Cabramatta game. So it might actually be Cabramatta up 15-5 over the Jets. Message has been passed on to Lee, who's been looking after the scoreboards for us. Mount Lewis have scored there. I think it might have been at 2. Skips are at that end, so I'll just duck out and have a look at the scoreboard. So did have a look at the Jet scoreboard too. Lee's fixed that one on. It's there on your screen now. The women. So they're around the opposite way on the scoreboard outside. Highlighted on every card who's on the left. So far, so good, but there's always one. Mount Lewis dominating the scoring in this game. I was hoping for a cracker of a contest here, right down to the wire. Still a chance for that to happen. The Mount Lewis boys have just taken nearly every opportunity they've been given. So really hasn't had great luck either. A couple of times he's been in the area, could well have got a result, and it's just rattled the wrong way. But our former Victorians, now Blues, have played very well as well. So if you have just joined our coverage, either on the Bowls New South Wales Facebook page or YouTube, it's great to have you here. We hope you're enjoying it. We are watching the Champion of Club Champion pairs coming to you live from Cabravale Diggers. Cabravale Diggers, I think the official address is Canley Vale, but it's just up the road from Cabramatta Station. So that sort of area in, southwestern Sydney, I suppose you'd call it. The west now really extending out to Penrith more than this area, but still classed as the inner west, south inner west. Nelson Bay, of course, up at Port Stephens, north of Newcastle, on the coast. Wonderful club. And Mount Lewis, just down the road from here. It's in the same zone, same region to be. Mount Lewis, actually 14A Waterloo, 14 Waterloo Road, Greenacre. Chairman of that club, Freddie Ayub, was a semi-finalist in the first ever New South Wales State Junior Singles back in 1985, I think it was. Yeah, 85. Paul Weshy won that one before Cameron Curtis won 3 in a row, 86, 87, 88. Just turn his own bowl onto the Mount Lewis one. I think it's close to 2. Well, give us a comment on the Facebook feed if you're watching. Tell us who you want to win and who you'd love to see get through to tomorrow's finals. Men's quarterfinal now in progress, and that's what we're watching. The women's semi-finals also on the screen. We've got 6 rinks on the screen tomorrow morning. We're down to 3 rinks. We'll give you the women's final on our stream while the men's play their semi. And then tomorrow afternoon, just the one game on, we'll bring you the men's final. Mount Lewis, they'd be looking like fairly confident backs for those who want to see people go through. Well, not necessarily want, but you're going to pick a winner. Although, could this be the little bit of luck that Nelson Bay needed? Now a couple. Only problem for Jono is, how does he get in there to add another? The forehand side of the green looks very dangerous. Can go backhand, round his own bowl. Little turn on the blue bowl short near the tee line may bring it in, but if he can just draw around that, can get back to the 2 bowls that count and add another. That's exactly what he's going to try to do. The bowl outside only needs one or 2 rolls. Could also draw a toucher and make 4 there if he was brave enough to try to that. It's just going to run past, be a couple to Nelson Bay. So, well, it was almost, let's really stretch this out and make it impossible. But a little bit of the wrong luck for Mount Lewis. Just opens the door for Nelson Bay a little bit. With 7 ends to go, they need 12 to catch up. It was looking like they were going to be 16 behind or so. It's only 12 now. Can they capitalise? Phil Lubke says he likes the look of both Cabramatta teams. You've got Jamie Lee Worsnop and Ellen Fife. Almost called her Ellen Ryan. Yeah, pretty short priced favourite. And Disco, him and Bo on our stream yesterday were quite ruthless. The Valentine boys, I thought, put up a great fight. But they were on the wrong end of the express that was the Bull Ants in that game. Didn't miss a trick, didn't miss a shot, basically. Back to the tee for Benny. Jason English says go to lines all the way. Well, the Lions don't want to jinx them, but they're looking very strong in this game. Well, the winner of this game takes on the winner of Corrimal and Edelong. To be Kavanagh, John Hills, 10-6 up after 9, flashing up in your screen now over Hemi Palmer and Darren Morrison. The other half of the draw is Bo and Disco. They're currently playing Gallagher and Paul Ryan from Singleton RSL, while it's the Phantom playing as a sub for Nick Redcliffe. Shane Clark and Emmett McLeod, Wendy Leagues. Currently playing Kyle Hansen, Ray Pearce, Tarrant Point. Could be an absolute cracking semi-final tomorrow. You'd nearly back that to be Disco and Razor. But, well, bowls is bowls, played on the green, not on paper. The women's semi-finals. Cabramatta or Raymond Terrace. They'll take on Edelong or South Tamworth. It's a backhand draw just around. A little bit quick from Benny Winther. Won't be too upset about covering the back there. Benny wants to sneak in between the two blue bowls. Little straighten wouldn't hurt. Sit on his own. May count. Not a lot in that. I think the shot for Jono is his forehand down to the Mount Lewis bowls. Just slightly overplay this. There's 3 Mount Lewis bowls sort of lined up there. Gets the inside of the white one, it'll bring him across to the shot, or just crash onto the last Benny Winther bowl. Be a little bit tight, he can turn his own over. All their own out to the right of screen, so plenty of room for a little error there. Plenty of chances to get a result as well. Just needs to be on the inside of that white bowl, just like this. Draw the shot will do. I do think well, we're going to have a crack on the. Well, it's his forehand, backhand, left-hander, Brett. No, he's going forehand. You can get them both. He's got one, got the jack right through the ditch. One shot to Jono with the bowl at the back there. A lot of room to draw another 2. Don't know if he's made it. He got 2 metres to draw a shot. Beat that one. Don't know if there's an easy get rid of it. Be worth 2. Probably better off to just get past Jono's last bowl and get past the 2 metre line. Only got to get over the 2 metre line to count. Hasn't done it. Well, gone from on the verge of slamming the door shut on Olsen Bay to just letting the breeze come through and give him a chance. Okay, just done a quick run around the rinks for you there. The updated scores should be coming through. It's Tarrant Point leading 15-6 after 12 ends over 20 leagues. Corrimal 12-14 after 14 to Ettalong. Actually, I think I might have typed the ends in twice there. I'll double check that one for you. It's Cabramatta 16-9 after 14 over Singleton RSL. In the women's, South Tamworth leading 16-5 after 12, and Cabramatta 16-6 over Raymond Terrace. The board score on your screen at the moment will update the other way round in just a moment. There it goes. I'll just go and check the Corrimal one for you again. So that is correct, 12, 14, 14. So there's a few things available to everybody at the moment. If you think you should be in consideration for the Bowls New South Wales state sides, be that men's or women's, men's senior or women's senior, you need to be eligible to be picked in the senior state side for this year's Nationals, so you need to have turned 60 by about the 4th of October, or 4th or 5th. If you think you should be in that, or even the over 40s, under 59s, don't forget to put your expression of interest in. Jump on the Bowls New South Wales website and look for that information. Also available now, the rookie singles and pairs entries now open. Great event for those who started bowling since the 1st of April 2022. If that's you and you want to play, jump on the Bowls New South Wales website and have a look at the details. Enter through BowlsLink. If you're not really sure, jump onto your BowlsLink account and when you go in, check your activity. So you choose your personal profile. You'll have to get your bowls coordinator to check your activity. Your member details will come up. Your member since on your own BowlsLink page will indicate what day you joined the club that you're with now. If you have... Oh, it's not there anymore, so... There is a certain BowlsLink number that will qualify you. I haven't worked that one out. Let's get your bowls coordinator to have a look at your member activity, which will indicate when your profile started interacting with BowlsLink. If you have come from another part of the world or another state not using BowlsLink when you were there, if you bowled anywhere in the world, you're a registered member before the 1st of April 2022, you are not eligible to enter the Bowls New South Wales rookies. Only for those who became registered and took up the sport since the 1st of April 2022, one of our most popular events. State finals for that are at Ettalong at Raymond Terrace under the hangar later in the year. Saw the comment on the Facebook page, go Ettalong girls, and little spoonerism, Freudian slip, whatever you call it. Rookies qualification over one weekend. We put you into sections in your local region, venues. Try to match them up to who's available to start with, but who's close to your area. If your region has 30 entries, and they're all from one part of the region. We'll try and get a venue in that very near area for you. We do guarantee one qualifier from each of the 16 regions, and another 16 qualifiers allocated out according to the number of entries in each area, to give us 32 qualifiers through to state finals. Pairs matches, 3 bowls per player, 12 ends a match. You play 3 of those matches in round robin. Singles, very short, 17 up. Play 3 of those in your section as well. And the section winners will go on to the knockout stage in regional qualifying until we get down to 32 qualifiers around the state to go to the state finals. State finals played in a couple of sessions. Sections 1 to 4 at state finals will play first 3 matches of the day. Bang, bang, bang. And then the next sections will come in and play. The 8 section winners play the quarterfinals next morning. Then we start all over again on the Saturday and Sunday to play the pairs competition. Well, that jack's gone into the ditch. We did see that yesterday afternoon in the women's match. The breeze had come up quite significantly. And we did hear Gav Burston tell us that breeze coming up can make this direction we're playing in now be quite a bit faster, even up to 2 seconds, just the way the wind blows up the green. Doesn't look to be all that much breeze out there at the moment, though. The trees across the road, they're not really moving. One's further across, are just twitching at the tops. Flags are just fluttering a little bit, and the breeze is coming that way, though, so it would be just a fraction quicker coming this way. Toucher for Girvan. Winther, he needed some correction on his previous. He's got the grass back to the centre line, but needed a bit more after Girvan touched that back foot or so off the ditch, off the tee, I should say. Doesn't want to crash into them. Feather's okay, little straight and doesn't hurt at all. The bowl's finished on the tee where the jack started. So we'll cross over. We're playing N17, so time running out for Nelson Bay. They're 12 shots behind. 4 more after this one. Don't know if we're capable of moving our cameras. Our cables are, for safety reasons, strapped down to the ground in parts, so I'm not sure if we've got enough cable to move across should this game finish early. No. He's back to the centre line with Benny Winther's bowls. So is Brett Spurr. Little attraction there. So big correction here, and he's done it very well. That's the shot. Fancy that's 2 for Nelson Bay as this head sits at the moment. Brett Spurr might give him a nice shot there to play on his forehand. Can just reach up. Sit the shot bowl, trailer jack. Got the toucher, hasn't changed the head. Right through the ditch. Good bowl from Richard, adds another one. Or it's just going to slide through, doesn't add another one. Ben Winther was a bit quick with his last. Hopefully for him, he gets that bowl, and he has sat for shot. Pretty much the same shot available now for Richard Girvan down to their own. Jack's okay as well. They've got 3-1 there. Earlier on, you'd say they'd almost be guaranteed to put it straight to the opponent. They weren't quite getting the right edges of things. He's going to go big. And, well, isn't it always the way? Hits the short bowls and up goes Benny Winters. Could even be 3 now to Mount Lewis. And that, well, it wouldn't be mathematically impossible from there, but they'd need, with a count of 3, a 15-shot deficit in 4 ends. Very difficult. Spurr playing his backhand draw down. May also look to just cover. They don't really need to score any big counts. They just want to make sure that Nelson Bay can't score any. A decent count is very good for them. That one's not going to count unless this drive from Jono bounces the jack way up the green. I think they might have gone over the bank. It's gone over or just popped up and dropped in. Well, it's dropped in. There is a toucher in the ditch. He's saying to sit that one in, so might be second shot, the toucher in the ditch. If you can sit that and stay, you'll be holding a couple, but I don't think that one's going to do it. That one's a toucher. He's saying, well, can you pop that one in? Yeah, there's the jack in the ditch, the blue bowl right near that. Wants the toucher clean in. Got the edge of it and pushed it through. I think that'll be 1 to Nelson Bay. Oh, it's actually 1 to Mount Lewis. That toucher was right next to it. Okay, a technical glitch on our score updates has struck again. I've just done a little quick update on our linked scores. Trainee director is now getting the link to come back in. It'll go blank for a moment, and we should have the updates come through in just a little while. Oh, great bowl from Brett Spurr. Trails that jack back. Sun just peeping through to make some shadows on the green at the moment. Very little gap in the clouds out there. The Nick from Cabra Vale just giving us another frog killer. Get the frog out of my throat. Very much appreciated. Boys at Cabra Vale Diggers have looked after us absolutely fantastically. Cannot sing their praises enough. Greenkeeping staff and the staff looking after us have been absolutely superb. I'm also told that if you want to have a lovely lunch, come up here and have the dumplings, the yum cha. Absolutely sensational. Hope to be able to give it a try. A little bit through for Jono. 13 shots, the difference, 4 to go. May not see very many more ends if Mount Lewis continue to score. You reckon we've got enough cable to get that camera one up behind rink 9? We've got enough cable to get the camera up to there.
Yeah.
Close, I think I did enough.
Yeah. I'm going to move it on. If this game finishes early, we can move it up one.
Okay.
If this game finishes early, we can move it up one. We definitely should have enough cable to do it.
Definitely the other end too. We'll just monitor what's happening on the next games. If we do finish early, whether or not we can get across to catch another game. I don't think we've got any more ability to go past about rink 9. We do have to secure all of our cabling. It's all wrapped in under cable protectors and taped down in several spots, so limited capacity. Can't have a lot of cable hanging around. This game does look like it's now meandering towards an inevitable conclusion. Pretty well pointed from Jono. He's got the jack across. Well, at least he's got one shot out of it. And Kaylee Causley says the score doesn't really give it justice. Yeah, well, Nelson Bay has played pretty well. Mount Lewis, they definitely deserve to be in front. Just whether or not it's that many is a true indication of the difference. Just managed to get the shot on quite a few occasions, and Nelson Bay, well, that sort of thing has just gone on, and they've decided that's enough. 1 to Mount Lewis. That'll be the final score, 22-8. Just hang with us, and we'll see if we can get to another rink. And see if I can get that across to rink 9 and catch the end of the Tarrant Point Wenty game. Just point the camera across to the next rink. I'll go and grab number 1 because they're playing on that end at the moment. Good. Except I haven't got the scores in there.
Yeah, exactly.
So we've got our digital scorecard on screen for you. Got our cameras as close to behind the rink as we can. Unfortunately, with posts and cable length, that's not going to be able to do any better for you. Apologise. That's Phantom on the jack at the moment. Kyle Hansen in behind. But I'm not sure we'll get a lot more of this game either. The Tarrant Point boys now pretty big leaders. It's 10:24 after 16 ends. So a little bit weird if you look on the live scores. There'll be 14-0 ends, 110 and 124. Try and give you some score updates from the other rinks as quickly as we possibly can. You can see one there, Corrimal 13-19. Head along in front. When we go back here, we'll get another look at it. It's 18 ends. Do you think we're watching the last end of this game as well, though? If although Wendy holding a couple at the moment, they keep scoring, they may keep playing. We switch back, we may be able to get one more.
Did you have more room on the cable on camera 2? It was camera 1 was the problem?
Camera 1's the problem, and camera 2 there's a poster there.
I've got value for camera 1.
What? The extender?
Yeah.
It's a bit dodgy. Cut something out. You can. You can't quite see the other scores on our other camera. On the Phantom, Shane Clark just a little bit wide onto Razor's bolt. Kyle Hansen can he can draw this. Cabra, I think it's 20-11 after 18. That would be a logical score. Well, Kyle's having a crack there. He's got Shane Clark's bowl on the edge and run through. I'll just see if we can get our middle camera to have a look at the view of the scoreboards on rink 12 and 13, the women's semi-finals. A couple more ends to go on those of our scrolling scoreboard. That's the next one. That's all right, we've got that one. A bit further over. front of it.
17, 19 something.
Yeah.
I know we're in issues with them.
Unfortunately, those two boards are hidden. I'll pop out in just a moment and update those from the phone. In the meantime, it's Wendy League's holding a couple. They probably need to add a couple more of those and not have Razor muck it up on them. There is a shot there for Ray Pearce to arrive on the shot bowl and just give that a little punch. Well, Ray Pearce arrives down to Kyle Hansen's bowl. That's probably second shot now. Emmett McLeod. Sorry, that was Emmett McLeod arriving down for 3. Ray Pearce having a run. Those bowl colours look very similar when you look very close. When you don't look very close, I should say. Emmett wants to add another one. A 4 here would keep them well and truly alive. Conclusion of this end, I'll just go silent for a while and give you DJ's favourite commentary. He's just not going to quite arrive. I think Razor will attack this as well. If he contacts the shot bowl, that jack should spit out. Give him a shot or two. Get rid of 1 or 2 at least. If he hits, going to get one of them gone. So it'll be 2 to Winther Leagues. Okay, just confirmed the scores there. The South Tamworth girls will be through to the final. They've shaken hands. Don't know if that's 19 or 20 ends that should be on the board, but South Tamworth has defeated Ettalong to go through to the Women's Champion of Champion finals. Cabramatta, 3 ends to go, 10 in front over Raymond Terrace. They're looking very likely now. And we can't quite get our camera right in behind this rink. There is a pole in the way, so we've just got it as best we can to give you some coverage. I believe that people would love to see the end of this game as well. The Charing Point fans, still plenty going on. Has been a pleasure to be bringing you these games. And the Phantom sits the bowl and stays. Do you think that? Not sure whose it was, but great bowl, Shane Clark. 4 ends to go, 12 shots the difference. You'd back Razor to be able to win it from there. But not going to declare anyone a winner until the boys have shaken hands and got the result officially on the card. We are not going to invoke a commentator's curse. Kyle Hansen turns his own a little closer. Cabramatta has defeated Singleton RSL as well. They have shaken hands. So we look like having a couple of Cabramatta teams on the green tomorrow. And, well, Shane Clark, don't know if he's been turning it on all day, but he's certainly turned it on since we brought the camera in. Well done, Phantom. He's a lovely guy. Kyle Hansen, he'll just slightly overplay this one, be up to the head. Give himself every chance to score. Got their own bowls on the run back. He can get onto his own and just turn it a little closer as well. May well have got third shot out of that. Do think the one in behind is Emmett McLeod. So they'll have first, second and fourth Weddy leagues. For those who are wondering, might be around the world, wondering where Taran Point is. Taran Point's on the bottom southern side of Sydney. Sylvania Waters nearby. Just below Botany Bay. Come inland towards the coast. Sutherland is inland from there, and we're just north a little bit of the national park. Ray Pearce attacking, wants this to get right down to the jack. Well, I was wrong, that's not Emmett McLeod's bowl, that is Ray Pearce's. I think he's made 3. You can tell by the stickers. Emmett has the two-tone red and blue. Razors are the greenish sort of bowls. 3 here would just about finish this game off. And when this one finishes, fortunately, we won't be able to continue any more coverage. No more cable left to get cameras any further across. We're set up to go what we plan to stream. So pretty well down again from Razor. Oh, that might be the killer blow. Yep, that'll give him 4. Shaking hands. So we can confirm Taran Point through. They'll play a quarterfinal in the morning. They will play Cabramatta. And at the moment, Ettalong leading to take on Mount Lewis in the other semi. And it's very likely that we'll have Cabramatta versus South Tamworth In the women's final, South Tamworth definitely there. Cabramatta had a 10-shot lead with just a few ends to play. It was 3 ends to play and 10 the difference. So we do thank you for joining us. We hope you really have enjoyed this coverage on the Bowls New South Wales Facebook and YouTube channels. We look forward to you joining us tomorrow from 8:30 a.m. for the Champion of Champions Pairs Women's Final from Cabramatta, from Cabra Vale Diggers Bowling Club. We look forward to your company then. Until then, it's a good night for now.